How regulations could affect Ethereum in 2021. Even though Bitcoin is one of the first and most popular cryptocurrencies, Ethereum is hot on its heels. This alternative cryptocurrency, or altcoin, has proven to the whole world that the technology base behind Bitcoin can be applied to so many other IT solutions. In this video, we discuss what regulators could possibly do to affect Ethereum. As this cryptocurrency gains popularity, it's sure to become a target of authorities and regulatory bodies. Before we dive into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Our content is always interesting and engaging, and you wouldn't want to miss a single video. The history of Ethereum is intertwined with the history of Bitcoin because without one, the other wouldn't exist. After Bitcoin was launched in January 2009, Ethereum followed 6 years later in 2015. A lot happened in those 6 years, during which co-creators Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood were busy studying Bitcoin and putting the infrastructure of Ethereum together. Today, the price of Ethereum hovers around $3,000. As regulators try to tame all cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin won't be exempt either. In spite of the fact that Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies are decentralized, they aren't totally independent of other regulated financial systems and institutions. These include facilities like banks and trading exchanges. If regulators want to do something about Ethereum and other cryptocurrency coins, they could simply challenge these other auxiliary institutions. So now, let's look at a few key things regulators can do that could affect Ethereum. We take these points one by one and break them down to see what their effects could be. Policy changes. Regardless of the decentralized nature of Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies, these regulatory bodies can still exert a lot of power, particularly if the regulators are government-backed. As we all know, one of the primary functions of government is instituting law and policy changes. Well, not saying it will be right or easy, but they can always make changes to make cryptocurrency illegal or limited. One can imagine how such a move would cause the demand, and by extension, the price of cryptocurrencies to plummet. It would be the beginning of the end until the law is changed again. Price and transfer caps. While these regulatory bodies cannot control crypto directly, they can influence the auxiliary bodies, such as banks, which crypto traders sometimes rely on. For example, similar to policy changes, they can place caps on how much money banks and exchange platforms are allowed to exchange for these digital coins. Such a change will disturb a lot of traders since not everyone accepts crypto as payment. Also, it will limit the number of big money transactions that can take place with crypto. Number 3. Investigations. It's well known that cryptocurrency, and the internet by extension, can sometimes be a hotbed for criminal activity. Certain unscrupulous people who want to take advantage of eager traders sometimes set fraudulent schemes that many unfortunately fall for. And so, if these regulatory bodies want to make sure that nascent cryptocurrencies are fine investments, they could go behind the scenes to properly investigate their origins. This way, they'd be making the world of digital currencies safer to get into. Number 4. Hearings. Inasmuch as lawmakers have the power to change what constitutes acceptable behavior in our society, they sometimes aren't always up to date on developments in certain specific sectors. To this end, rather than making big decisions based on misinformation and ignorance, they could invite some cryptocurrency influencers and enthusiasts to hearings in order to brief groups of lawmakers on the direction emerging technology is going in. This way, these lawmakers will be less intimidated by the rise of crypto and won't make rash changes that would otherwise be a headache to undo. Ethereum co-creators Vitalik Buterin and Gavin Wood could be prime targets for a hearing. Number 5. Educational campaigns. One other angle these regulators may approach could be to undergo educational campaigns in order to alert the public about what they're getting into. Sure, these regulators may not be allowed to interfere directly, but they can help investors make better decisions about how to handle their money. In the same vein, though, there's no reason why these agencies cannot undergo propaganda campaigns in an attempt to sway the public away from Ethereum. It's well known that certain media corporations have their political leanings and can be influenced by the government. People are less immune to propaganda than they think. Such disinformation campaigns could derail crypto's momentum for years to come. Number 6. Proposing government-regulated coins. At this point, it would be a little idiotic for anyone to assume that digital currency has no place in the future. At the moment, though, cryptocurrencies like Ethereum are leading the way. To regain and keep control of the financial markets, it takes no great stretch of the imagination to envision that these governments and regulatory agencies could implement their own controlled cryptocurrencies. If this happens, such a move should come as a surprise to nobody. These governments already possess the infrastructure and financial backing. Also, some would argue that it's the logical move. So there you have it. These are some of the things these regulatory bodies can do to affect Ethereum in 2021. Already, some of these strategies have been implemented. As a result, many cryptocurrencies are finding it difficult to stabilize. What you need to understand is that these regulatory bodies aren't necessarily acting in bad faith. Most of them simply want to protect regular traders. You could make the argument that lawmakers are being lobbied by powerful individuals whose interests clash with Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. In any case, there's no way to know for sure. Even though all cryptocurrencies seem to be suffering from these regulatory actions, some of them have a better chance of survival than others. Ethereum is one of these since it generally has more utility than Bitcoin. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum have damaging effects on the environment, sure. However, the creators of Ethereum have promised to move it onto a much more stable database. The price point may not reflect Ethereum's brighter future at the moment, but by our analysis, it's sure to bounce back. The entirety of crypto might seem to be in a very volatile state at the moment. To some, though, this is the best time to get in on the action. And this kind of makes sense because no risk, no reward. So if you're someone who's getting worried that all the cryptographs are in the red, don't worry too much. As we come to the end of this video, we hope you have absorbed some critical information about how regulations can affect Ethereum. Even though Ethereum is in a better position than other cryptocurrencies, regulators won't be so quick to let it go. Is there some strategy you feel regulators could try which we neglected to mention? Please feel free to discuss this below. As we sign off, we'd like to remind you to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share if you liked the video. Our videos are always exciting and engaging, and you wouldn't want to miss out on the next one. Till then, take care of yourself. Catch you later.